Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For today's lecture, fungi, the heterotroph. Fungi, or for singular, a fungus, is any member of the group of eukaryotic organism that includes microorganisms such as yeast and molds, as well as the more familiar mushrooms. These organisms are classified as a kingdom which is separated from the other eukaryotic life kingdoms of plants and animals. For the lesson outcome, of course, you have to describe and explain the characteristic, the unique life history or the reproduction modes of the fungi and their common features of each major group of living things. Let's check one by one. Similar to animals, these fungi are heterotroph. It means they cannot make their own food, such as plants and algae. They acquire their food by absorbing dissolved molecules by secreting digestive enzyme, also called exoenzyme, into the environment. So these exoenzymes actually extracellular enzymes that is synthesized, that is produced inside cell and later on will be secreted out of the cell. So the function of exoenzyme is to break down any complex molecules to become more simple and small compound so that the fungi can easily absorb the nutrient into their bodies and use it. Okay, the fungus kingdom or the kingdom fungi, okay. There is enormous diversity of taxa with various ecologies. Means these fungi are very numerous in numbers and the ecological or the habitat are variety of ecological habitat. So the size of these fungi is ranging from unicellular aquatic to large mushroom. So the size also range from the smallest into the largest mushroom. There is little information about the true biodiversity of the kingdom fungi, but it is estimated about 2.2 million to 3.8 million of species fungi in this world. So from this number is about 120,000 only been described, and from that number 8,000 is found to be cause harmful to plants. Meanwhile, at least 300 of fungi can be pathogenic to human. So these fungi, they are eukaryotes. Eukaryotes means they are developed, okay, organisms that have been developed compared to prokaryotes. So when we consider it as a developed organism, of course, they have the most complex structure in their cell. For example, their cells contain membrane-bound nuclei. They have mitochondria and other organelles which are not found in prokaryotes. And the cells are enclosed by chitinous cell walls. So the cell walls are made up by chitin and they grow best in moisture habitat, but some are found wherever organic material is available, of course, because they want to get their food from the organic material. Since they are heterotroph, so they need that material or leaf litter area to get the nutrition. But when the environment become dry or become harsh, or when the environment is worsened, they must survive, but they have an alternative to going into resting stage or by producing spores. For the nutrition and lifestyle of fungi, fungi are divided into three categories according to their modes of nutrition. The first one is mycorrhizal fungi, which form a partnership with most vascular plants. So for the first type of fungi, they are mycorrhizae, means they do the symbiotic relationship with plants. Normally, this kind of fungi, they live in the root of the plant and help in soil healthy and plant nutrition and also in soil chemistry. The second group is parasitic fungi. This kind of fungi, they prefer a living host so that they can get the nutrition directly from a living host. The third category of the fungi is saprophytic fungi, or we call as saprophytes. This type of fungi, they prefer dead and decaying material to get the nutrition. Mycorrhizal fungi, they form a partnership mainly with the vascular plants. So this presence increases the root's effectiveness. So these fungi, they will send their hyphae in and about the little rootlets of the tree until it's difficult to tell them apart. Means that the hyphae of the fungi will go inside the root of the plant until the tree itself are difficult to recognize or to realize the presence of the hyphae. The tree will supply the mycelium or the hyphae of the fungi with moisture and the carbohydrate. Meanwhile, at the same time, this mycelium will return the favor with minerals and other nutrients from the surrounding soil. So from this statement, you must remember that the mycelium or hyphae of the fungi, they get the nutrients from the soil to be given to the plant. Meanwhile, the plant will consider that this hyphae is part of them and provided the fungi with the moisture and the carbohydrate. So these mycorrhizal fungi are very beneficial both in nature and agriculture. Plants with them tend to grow better. Okay, for example, in our agriculture industry, we do have a EM solution. Okay, so those farmers, they use the EM, or EM is stand for microbial extracellular microbial organism that have been used to make the soil fertile and help for the plant to grow better. So this is this is the benefit or the usage of this mycorrhizal fungi in our industry, in our agriculture industry. Okay, from this diagram, okay, it shows the mycorrhizal association. As you can see, at the right side of the image is the fungi or the mushroom. So this mushroom, they form a networking, or they protrude out their hyphae, okay, and then this hyphae will go inside the root of the plant. Okay, so this hyphae will go inside the root of plant without the plant notice it. So the plant takes it as a part of them. They consider the hyphae is part of the plant itself. So this plant will provide the moisture and carbohydrate to the mushroom, and at the same time, this mushroom will provide, okay, the minerals from the soil to the plant through the mycelium. So mycelium as a bridge or as the way for the nutrition transfer between these organisms. For the second type of fungi, parasitic fungi, they do a lot of serious damage, okay, because they are parasite. Rather than obtaining their food from dead animals or plants, they prefer a living host. Okay, so this kind of organism, they often attack and killing the host, and then when the host is dead or when the host is died, they live on the host as a saprophytic fungi. So the first thing, they act as a parasite. So they infect a host and cause the host die. Later on, it live on the host it live on the dead host as a saprophytic fungi. So they have two functions as parasitic, and later on when the host is dead, they are called as saprophytes. So from the diagram we can see the parasitic fungi, it develop a specialized hyphae which known as Haustoria. Okay, this Haustoria able to enter the cell wall of the plant. Okay, so these parasitic fungi, they develop a new character or a new way to get inside the host, which is Haustoria. Haustoria is the extension of the hyphae. So by doing this, they able to get inside the host, killing it, and later on live on the dead host as a saprophyte. Okay, for the last type of fungi, saprophytic fungi, or we call as saprophytes. Okay, these organisms, they grow on dead organic matter such as fallen trees, cow patties, dead leaf, okay, even dead insect and animals. Anywhere that have the organic material, they prefer to live on that environment. Okay, so they are absorptive heterotroph. They secrete powerful hydrolytic enzymes or digestive enzyme that is called exoenzyme. So this exoenzyme, as I explained earlier, this extracellular enzyme is produced or synthesized inside of the fungi body, and then when they need this enzyme, the fungi will secrete it out, okay, to make sure this enzyme can digest, can rot, okay, the breakdown of the food from big and complex molecule into smaller and simple molecule. So later on, the fungi can absorb the nutrition through their cell wall.